Welcome back, everyone. This is Jason, aka J-Bone, of the Ramblin' About Wrestling podcast. Right here to bring you some thoughts about news of Scott Weiland, singer of Stone Temple Pilots and Velvet Revolver, found dead last night. It's sad. It's really sad. Tragic. I had really kind of did a tug of war in my head thinking about whether I really wanted to do this video or not. Not because of the emotions surrounding Scott Weiland. That is not what is affecting me today. What is affecting me today is the second year anniversary of my mother's death. So thinking about that last night at work, and then hearing this tragic news about Scott Weiland just kind of, stacked everything, and then all the stuff in the news about the California shootings going on with the over 24 dead at that, sorry, I can't remember the name of the place, terrorist attack on our soil now, so there's a lot of negativity, floating around right now, and it's kind of hard to process all this, but I figured, if you watch the videos on my channel, I love music. Now, Stone Temple Pilots isn't one of those bands that was like my favorite band of all time. I'm not going to sit there and blow sunshine and be like, oh, Scott Weiland was the best singer in the world, and Stone Temple Pilots was the best band in the world. No, there are some people around that will tell you that, and that's fine. I'm not going to tell you that. Excuse me. I will tell you that throughout loving music over the course of the last few decades, of Stone Temple Pilots being around, since I was in, high school, early 90s. Let's go to Wikipedia, shall we? The first album came out, late summer, early fall of 92. Okay, so that was right after I graduated from high school. Damn, I feel old. I look up stuff like that, and it's like, holy crap, was it that long ago? Oh my goodness. So, in hearing the news, I was thinking at work, I was like, Stone Temple Pilots is one of those bands that, I listen to not all the time, It's like I got away from them for a while because Scott Weiland left the band again a couple years ago, and Chester Bennington of Linkin Park was filling his shoes. And I heard a couple of those songs. I don't think they released a CD yet. I looked up. I don't think they did. It was like a couple just random songs they were putting out together. Probably testing the waters, putting it out there, seeing how the fans react. I know they performed live. I don't know if they came here to Milwaukee. I don't know. I can't remember. But for me personally, a band like Stone Temple Pilots, it's either, for me personally, it's either Scott Weiland or no. You can't. I understand the band wants to keep going and keep the fan base, try to keep the fans happy, putting the music out there, playing live, blah 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 blah, so on and so on. But there's something about Scott that is special. What was really special is special, however you want to say it. I guess you could say was past tense because he's gone now. So I took some time this morning when I got home from work, and I went through. I didn't go through all the CDs, but I went through a little bit of each one, starting from core and thinking back to right after high school, listening to some of the songs and hearing stuff that I hadn't heard in 20 plus years. Stuff that I really hadn't checked out. Like I'm just looking at YouTube, looking at some of the lists here, songs from there. Songs that I liked from core. Let's see here. Like the ones that are always played on the radio, or they're good, but then you hear them so much, and it's like, Wicked Garden, good. Naked Sunday, I like that. Dead and Bloated. And others that I didn't listen to like pretty much ever. And I'm just quick playing one in my ear now. And the stupid commercials come on. Whatever. Not listening to minutes of commercials while I'm doing this. But yeah. So those are a couple little ones. I think as the careers went on, like Purple really stood out. I mean, the first one was a big punch, got them noticed. Purple really stood out. Vaseline was one of my favorite ones, and I remember sitting at a friend's house. I think his name was Tim, and we were just hanging out. When you're young and you just sit with your buddies and you're listening to music and you're kind of doing your own review of it between each other, like, hey, I like this. This is what I like about this. It's shit you do as a kid. And we're listening to this top to bottom. And we said that Interstate Love Song should be a single and it was going to be huge. And it's like the most, to this day, like the most played song from Stone Temple Pilots ever, in my opinion. You hear it all the time, and I love the song when it came out, but then they played it so much, it was one of those that they overplayed it, and they completely killed it, and it was like, it was so good, and then just, so that all the overplaying of that song really destroyed that song. Some other good ones on here. Big Empty from the Crow soundtrack was massive. Loved that one. Loungefly, loved that one. Couple others on here. Silver Gun of Superman. And some of these, when I went back and listened to them again, they were classified as a massive alternative rock band, but they were just, I don't know, they were something more than that, in my opinion. Just, like the second one, no, it's not the second one, not Purple. What was the next one? Oh, Tiny Music. Let's go to Tiny Music for a second. This is one I didn't listen to much. And Lady Picture Show, that was good. Trippin' was good. And this is when I need to, like, give it a couple listens, because some of these I just never listened to at all. I went through my phases with them. The one that stands out to me the most, this is my opinion. I'm not saying that, this is, my opinion is the be all end all. I'm saying, for me personally, number 4, their CD number 4, their fourth one. And they called it number 4. Sometimes you just can't come up with a name. To me, this one is the definitive Stone Temple Pilots CD. It has such a mix of heavy to almost, some of them have like a crunchy punk sound, to a really trippy vibe, like Sour Girl was like a kind of a trippy ballad. My favorite song off of this one, and I even stuck it on my Facebook page, it was No Way Out. Has such a heavy groove to it. It's my favorite Stone Temple Pilots song to this day. Glide is great. I Got You has kind of a hippie vibe to it. And then Down is so heavy. This album goes, on a total roller coaster ride. As far as I'd say my next favorite song on here is Atlanta, the last song on there. I listened to this like right before I started doing this video, and I love the Doors. Okay, and that song Atlanta to me is like if Stone Temple Pilots was around back in the 60s, this would be their sound, and they'd be stiff competition for the Doors, I think. Rest in peace, Jim. Jim and Scott are together now, and they're crooning at some bar doing shots. Wow, isn't that a crazy thought? But yeah, that's my favorite stuff from Scott is number 4, and I took a listen to Shangri-La-Di-Da, and that's a good one too. I didn't listen to it all the way through yet. Days of the Week was like the only like video from it, something that gave it its hit out into the public eye. There's some other good songs on here, but nothing really stood out. But yeah, it's one of those I probably have to give it a couple listens. And then the last one, was it the self-titled? Yeah, I have to really give this one a listen. This one was released almost 10 years after that one. And then he left the band again. And the stuff, and that's another thing I need to do. I need to check out the Velvet Revolver stuff. I heard the stuff that was played all over the radio, like, oh gosh. Oh, I just listened to it. What the hell was it? Quick look it up. Oh, I listened to a couple of them. Oh, Slither. Fall to Pieces. great song. That one was all over the radio for a hot minute, you know. um, it just showed that, you know, you could put 3/5 of Guns N' Roses back together and it still plays like a well-oiled machine, you know. So yeah, and that's, you know, like I said, I need to sit down and I need to check out the Velvet Revolver stuff. I never really gave it a lot of thought at the time, and now I think it goes for a lot of, you know, when someone passes away and they leave a list of, you know, or quite the catalog like he did, people forget what everything he did. And they go back and they check it out, just like I'm doing. And then, you know, songs evoke memories and stuff. Oh, this is what I was doing when this came out. Stuff like that. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, you know. So then, and this is, you know, I'm tying this into this not as like a, ooh, this is what's going to happen now. But you gotta wonder, thinking about Velvet Revolver and Scott dying, you gotta wonder if something like this is gonna be the nail, what it takes to nail it home to put Guns N' Roses back together. Because they've been in the, you know, the rumors mills of, oh, they're getting back together. Oh, they're not. They're forming. They're about to announce it. No, they're not. And, you know, you hear all these little shitting things. Well, you got to wonder, you know, if it's a big if they are, going to do this, will this be what drives it home and makes them do it? As in, hey, let's do this before one of us takes a dirt nap and we never see that person again. Because then you can never go back, you know? You can't. And what's even more sad is, and now I'll admit I wasn't planning on attending this, but Scott Weiland and his solo band, I'm sorry, I can't remember, the Wildabouts, I believe that's what they were called. They were supposed to be here a couple nights from now in Milwaukee playing the Turner Hall Ballroom. It's not happening now. Scott's not coming to town. In fact, he died in Minnesota right before he was supposed to take the stage. He was napping, and he died in his sleep. Pretty peaceful way to go, in my opinion. So yeah, it's sad, it's tragic. Today's been kind of a messed up emotional day for me personally. So then, doing this kind of took some of the hurt away from thinking about my mom being gone and stuff like that. But doesn't take it away completely. Music does soothe, though. It really does soothe the soul. It does help. Helps out with a lot of things. So yeah, Scott's gone. It's sad. Put in the comments below if you're a Stone Temple Pilots fan or Velvet Revolver fan, or just a fan of Scott singing. He was a great singer. Oh, one other thing I was going to bring up, and this is kind of one of those out left field things. I was listening to some old Limp Bizkit the other day, and Scott was on one of the songs from, was it Results May Vary? Oh my god, now I gotta look this shit up. No, not that. Oh my god. Okay. Let's see. Albums. Results. May vary. All right. Oh man. Now I'm looking at this, and I can't remember. Gosh. You know what? And I'm looking at his. I'm wondering if it's on his Wikipedia page. Man. I'm not seeing it. Talks about what he did stuff with the Doors. Or Doors tribute or whatever. Maybe I'm not gonna read this whole thing, but he was in that one song on The Results May Vary. Was it Results May Vary, or was it Significant Other? Or was it Chocolate Starfish? Damn. Now I gotta listen to him again. Shit. Well, nonetheless, if you know, put it in the comments. I can't remember. Scott did a little vocal singing part on one of the Limp Bizkit songs on one of their albums, and I liked it. It was cool. It added a different vibe to it, you know. So, like I said, it's sad, it's tragic. Put it in the comments. Let me know what you think about this. Or tell me what's your favorite stuff. You know, if it's one of their well-known songs, fine, put it in the comments. If it's a deep cut off of something that I didn't even talk about, put it in the comments. Let me know, because like I said, I haven't listened to all their stuff. I'm in the midst of doing it today. I'm kind of just, chunking it up here and there, listening a little bit here and there. So yeah, let me know what you think. Yeah, that's about it. I don't really want to add anything else. Not too much else to say. So, that's about it. Thanks for watching.